Take a look at these pictures. They're all senior portraits of students who graduated from Glenbard High School. That's right, I said Glenbard High School, because from 1923 to 1959, Glenbard West High School was known as Glenbard High School. It wasn't until Glenbard East opened in 1959 that it became known as Glenbard West. Let's get back to these pictures. Do you notice something? Every single student is white. Not one is black, Asian, or Hispanic. There are many reasons for that, but in this video, I'd like to showcase a few of the first black students at Glenbard West. My name is Marcus Pruitt, and I invite you to join me on celebrating these stories of ethnic diversity. My name is Marcus Pruitt, and I'll be graduating in May of 2019. I'm involved in theater and plan on majoring in journalism in college. I've been interested in journalism for about 6 years, have written countless articles, and I've even had some of them published on websites. I've been in theater for about a year and a half, but don't plan on pursuing it in my future. My experience at Glenbard West has been fairly positive, and I'm glad that I've been able to attend a school as great as this. The research of this video started when Brooklyn Vaughn, a Glenbard West grad in the class of 2018, became bored with her research on racial tensions. What I'd really like to find out, she said to one of her teachers, is who are the first black students to attend Glenbard West all 4 years and graduate. After spending weeks diving into the 77 Pinnacle yearbooks, Vaughn finally found what she thought was an answer to her question. The first student she found was Elliott Mitchell. He graduated in 1949 and was a member of the track team. He was an incredible fellow, great person, fast runner, said fellow graduate and contemporary Harold Snub Pritchard. Edgar later went on to become a high school principal at a school in Vancouver, Washington. He passed away in 2013. But it turns out, we were wrong. Elliott Mitchell was not the first African American student to attend Glenbard High School for 4 years and graduate. In fact, it was his older brother, Elliott Mitchell, who graduated in 1947. Elliott passed away in 2015, but during his life he became a championship boxer in the service during the Korean conflict, and he pursued a nursing career in private practice for 47 years. And so the Glenbard West High School Historic Society recognizes jointly the Mitchell brothers, Elliott and Edgar, as being the first students to help diversify Glenbard's student population. Interestingly enough, as we researched this topic, we also became curious as to any other firsts for students of color. For instance, who was the first to be a king or queen of a major dance? Well, we found 2 people that we think became the first in those areas, but before we reveal their names and years, let's play a game and see if you can guess the year when these events happened. First, can you guess the year that Glenbard West had its first Black Heart Hop King? Was it in 1957, 1989, 1993, or 2002? If you guessed 1993, you're correct. Antoine Watkins was Heart Hop King in 1993. He's shown here with his date, Kathy Pullard. Question number 2. In which year was Helen Steele crowned prom queen? Was it in 1961, 1971, 1981, or 1991? If you guessed 1991, you're correct. Helen Steele was prom queen in 1991, shown here with her date, prom king Paul Taylor. But our African American student population is just one part of our Glenbard West family and the inclusion we try to achieve. For instance, in 2013, a new student club was created, the BSP, the Black Student Perspective. In that group, students would gather to discuss issues from the perspective of the African American student. In 2001, the Steppers were formed. This group featured strong and powerful rhythmic movement. While it remains open to all students, it is the leadership of the black students that help anchor the group. The Glenbard West High School Historic Society still has a lot of work to do with regards to other ethnicities represented. We have not yet found the first Latino student, the first Indian, Pakistani, or Asian student to attend this school. But we know that those students are out there, in our yearbook, the Pinnacle. And look at how long we've celebrated different cultures and ethnicities. For instance, the Spanish Club started as early as 1940, promoting the unity and friendliness of North and South America. Later, it changed its name to Pan American League. In 2001, it changed its name again to Latinos Unidos. And in 2014, the Glenbard Latino organization was formed. Also, in 2000, we supported the Asian Club, where students of any Asian background could share their heritage. In 2015, the Muslim Student Association began meeting and encouraged all students to join and participate, regardless of faith or ethnic background. We've come a long way in the past 100 years, and yet we know that there are many other firsts at Glenbard West that still need to happen. We have only just begun to celebrate the ethnic, religious, and rich diversity of heritage that our students and families bring to our Glenbard West family. And we give credit to Edgar and Elliott Mitchell, who quietly and powerfully ushered in a new chapter in Glenbard West history.